Hi friends, it's Liz here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I thought we would work on a really easy and fun folio that we can make together. And I wanted to repurpose some paper bags for this one. So I'm using just your average large, I guess it's a grocery bag, I should say. And I thought I would repurpose it for making a folio. Now it's going to be super easy, I promise. I just cut one part of the paper bag off to make this little trifold here. And I'll just show you the section that I cut out. So I just cut out the full top part here of this large grocery bag. And that's what we're going to cover up and use as a trifold little folio. I have shown you how I love to repurpose packaging with these ones that I had on the desk before. And I thought I would just show you a different way that I'm making this next version. Let me show you how I cut the paper bag so you can kind of see how I put it together. I find the easiest way for these paper bags is to use my letter opener. So, and I apologize if the noise is going to be loud. So I tuck the letter opener right in between that first fold. And you can see how easy it is to open the bag that way. Flip it over again. Okay, and so then you see how it comes off. And then the bottom part, you could cut it with scissors, or again, I like to, this one's a little harder sometimes because they really do fold a lot at the bottom of the bag. Like it's got so many different folds. So let me just start with a little cut. And again, I find this also so fun, you guys. So here's the section of the paper bag, and then these handles. This bag happens to have the handles on the outside, so just cut them out. You can save these for something else. Okay, so then you've got your big section. And since I'm going to be, you know, covering this up, just making my fold wherever, just gonna see how I made this one, like how big I made it. So I think that's kind of what I did. Just fold the bottom up a little bit. And then bring this side over slightly. And then I want to see some of that section there. And again, no measuring, my friends, just folding and easy cutting. And it's kind of like this one. So now you've got your really nice paper to work with. Beauty of these projects is that you can use anything you have, really. If you don't have the paper bag, you can use craft paper, you can use packaging. For this one here, I basically kept the design like this. I just folded one section of the paper bag up and then made pockets inside this folio here. But the one we're working on today, I think we'll do just a little different. And as I said, you could use even cardstock if you wanted to. I'm not really giving you measurements because I just took a large piece from that paper bag and folded it in threes basically. But if you want more specific measurements, let me know and I'll try and come back and show you how long everything is and all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, this is just having fun with this. I wanted to just do something today. Sometimes I just want to craft and not really think about measuring or any of that stuff. And in fact, sometimes I even like to tear my paper up with just my ruler and not really use scissors or anything like that. So here you just see that I cut up the bottom portion that was supposed to be little pockets, and I'm just kind of flipping them around. And I'm just grabbing any paper I have right now, and I'm going to be covering up some of the packaging here, the craft colored paper, but I still want to see most of it. So I don't want to cover all of it. And as you can see, I'm just really not wanting to measure. Today is not a measuring day. And I just want to, play with paper. I'm sure you have this similar feeling a lot of the times where you just want to make something and not really, have an idea how it's going to turn out. And that's, I think, the types of projects I really enjoy as well. So I'm just gluing this piece to one section of the paper bag. And as you can see, when I cut up the little flaps there, I made different pockets and added them to the different sections. So just folding them over and, making them pockets on either side kind of thing. And I'm just going to cut off a little bit there so it can close a little bit better. But yeah, I hope you've all been well. I've been really busy. It is, I guess, the beginning of November. But there's just so much going on. And now, of course, preparing for the holidays and all that stuff. It just feels like time is going so fast. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, I'm still finding the time to just play a little bit with my paper and just have fun making something. If you wanted to see the original folio that I made, I believe this was maybe last year for Christmas. I will link it below if I can remember the link. But it's basically similar to what I'm showing you in this video, except that I think at the time I was using that packaging paper that comes with your, when something is shipped to you and then they stuff, brown paper with your purchase. So I just kind of made sure that it was flattened and I had used it for that. But I really like the paper, like this paper bag, this grocery bag, because I find the paper a little bit, it's a little bit sturdier, which is kind of nice. And it's also flexible, so it doesn't feel as hard as like using cardstock, which sometimes I think I like to change it up a little bit just to kind of hear those paper sounds, which I really, really love. So anyways, in this project, I was going to add some of my my little pockets and envelopes. I have those in the shop. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I make many different styles of pockets and envelopes. I have the Christmas ones right now. And I thought I would add a couple to this project, but I think I'm going to do something maybe a little different. We'll see. As I said, I just love to play with it. One thing that I was thinking is maybe trying to make those little pockets and envelopes a little bit smaller. So we'll see how that goes. Now, this trifold folio thingy would be so perfect if you wanted to maybe load it with ephemera and send it to a crafty friend. I think they're so perfect for that. You could always use it to keep maybe specific ephemera on your desk if you're working on something. I just love when I make something and then I forget about it and then I get inspired by finding it again. Does that happen to you? Leave a comment below and let me know if it does, because that and the fact that sometimes I put something in a safe place to remember and then I forget where that safe place was. So I don't know where some of my items go. I'm not sure what it is, you guys. I think I'm just exhausted half the time. And I end up trying to organize myself, but kind of forget where I have organized things. And it just, it's kind of fun though, to find things that I forgot where I had put them. I think that's always like a little present in itself where, I finally find things months later that I was looking for. And then I'm like, yes, that's what it was. And then of course I grab it and I start working on it and, make something else. So that's kind of what's happening here. Those folios I had put away because of the Christmas crafting that I did last year. And I had sent some out already, but those were like the ones I showed in the video, I think. And so I kind of like to keep those as a remembrance of, what I was working on. So anyways, yeah, so here I'm just, as you can see, I'm just covering up the brown areas to just give them a little bit of color, and I'm just trying to, kind of match them up a little bit to see how they look. But I think we'll be adding some more goodies to it soon and see how that turns out. I'll cover the back later because I'm not sure what I want to use right now for that. So for the first little flip out here on the left, I thought I would just add a pocket. And this would be like a nice large pocket where you could just, add lots of ephemera to it. Now, I could have added one of my pockets that I like to make here. Usually they're interactive, so like something will flip out or flip up. But I wanted to show you something just really easy that you could put together. And then I can come back and show you, what I would have used instead of this on the left side. So I think that might give you some more ideas. But for now, I'm liking how this is turning out. I think I'll add a couple of little pockets on this side, maybe interactive pockets, we'll see. But again, super easy to make. I just wanted to show you guys something you could easily make, in a couple of hours and just feel like you've accomplished something really fun. Okay, so here's where we can make it a little different. When I showed you a few years back, I did a kind of like a flip out pocket, and this one has like many different areas that you can tuck things in because you're adding like different areas like belly bands or pockets in addition to that. And so for this one, I thought I would do mini versions because it's like a smaller section here. And so I did a mini version of this one, which I still have to decorate. So we'll be, I'll be back with you guys to decorate that in a bit. So I thought I would add that to the top here. And this is why I love these types of projects, because you can just really do whatever you want with this and make it your own. So I'm adding glue to 3 sides of it. So this way it will flip out. I can add another maybe tuck spot here, something else there. There's a pocket here. There's an additional pocket here. It's there, I promise. Right there. And then you still have the top pocket that you could add something else as well. So that's a little flip out. And then this one I just showed you in the last ideas junk journal, this type of like pocket. And that one I'm just going to add to the bottom here, but also add it, I think I might do this one as a side tuck. Yeah, so I'll do this one as a side tuck on, I'll show you in a minute what I mean. And these are super fun and easy to make. As I'm making this, I remember I do have many of these Christmas style pockets, the larger version in my shop if you're interested. I'm selling them as like a potluck. So you have a pocket there, and now with the tuck that we did, we have one here as well. So if we close this up, we still have room here to add something maybe a little larger if we wanted to. But then this also helps keep that top flap closed if I put something a little bit larger. So of course, I'll keep decorating. I'll come back if you want to see more of the embellishing and decorating. But, with this one version, you can make so many different styles of it. This one, as I said, it's just, I haven't quite finished it yet. It's smaller because this one I used, I think it was packaging as well. And then this one here is the same size that we worked on today, except instead of moving all the pockets to the different sides, I just tucked all the pockets to the center. And I'll still come back and decorate and embellish this. But I thought I would just, kind of show you different ways that you can use packaging paper or paper bags and make really lovely projects. Of course, any theme, any style. and they're just so fun to put together. I love just working with repurposing things as much as possible, and I think this is one of this was just so fun to do because it just looks really, really nice, and you can add so much ephemera to these and share them with friends. So I think this one I might make into like a little journal folio, like maybe I'll tuck in some signatures here, and then, you know, you'll have the pages there. So I think that's what I'll do here. And then this one I might do very similar to this guy, except maybe for, I think I made this one a little smaller there. Maybe for this section, I'll add different pockets or flips, maybe top flips and flaps and that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I might make this one Christmas again, or I might make it a different theme. Let me know if you want to see me kind of embellish these a little more, or if, you know, check out the video. I think I mentioned to you guys, this is the one I did a few years back with the different sections here. So and yeah, and this one was so fun because on this section I just added paper instead of keeping the brown paper there. But anyways, you see just how different styles and themes and things you can make with these, and it's all using or repurposing a paper bag. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, don't forget to leave a comment, enter my giveaway if we're still in November. And yeah, I will see you soon. And thank you so much for stopping by.